Hey y'all, glad you came. I'm Monique. Welcome and welcome back. Today we're talking all things pharmacy. We are going to be discussing how to become a certified pharmacy technician with work experience only in 2026. I've also prepared a PDF download for you all to prepare you and to help you develop a study routine for 30 days to get you prepared to take your actual PTCB exam to become certified. So the PDF is a day-by-day study guide for you to get all the information in that you need, right? For you to have practice tests, understand your medications, your generics, and all the things. I'm also going to be suggesting a book from Amazon in that PDF. And when we go through the PTCB.org website, I'm going to be showing you the things that they also have available, okay? So I want to say before we start that this video is for educational purposes only. Please read the disclaimer on the screen before I start speaking. Thank you. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Now, I'm actually on my iPad, so I'm going to take you through how to navigate through PTCB.org because honestly, if you don't know what you're looking for, you could end up in the wrong place or maybe on the wrong page. So, first of all, type in PTCB.org, okay? All right, so now you're on the home page, okay? What I want you to do is I want you to take in the website, right? It's beautiful. But I want you to scroll all the way down. Come all the way down, okay? Come all the way down. And you're going to see where it says, I want to be certified, okay? That is under the heading Pharmacy Technicians. I want to be certified. You're going to click that, okay? Once you click that, you're going to come to this page. It says, I want to be a certified pharmacy technician. That's a CPhT. And the reason I'm taking you here is because there are other types of certifications and certificates that you don't need to be worried about right now. You're trying to be certified, okay? But they have several other things you can do after you are certified to advance your education. However, right now, we want to focus on the very basic certification, which is the CPhT, right? This is the one you have to have in order to do everything else. So as you can see, they have some little numbers here in like a list, right? So prepare, apply, take exam, get certified, renew, right? So we have everything that we need here. What I want you to do is I want you to scroll down this page, look at it. All right, that's good. Okay. Basically, there's a little orange line that says PTCB Certified Pharmacy Technician CPhT certification. I want you to press that, okay? And you might have to press it twice because sometimes it doesn't come up right away. So go ahead and press that until you get to this screen where it says Certified Pharmacy Technician CPhT, okay? So we're gonna look at some of the headings: overview, intro, prepare and apply, get certified, after the exam, documents, right? So this is what we're going for, which is this badge right here that says Certified Pharmacy Technician. So you have an option to apply now or to renew. Don't hit that yet, okay? Keep scrolling. It's going to say PTCE practice tools, okay? I want you to hit learn more. Hit it again. Like I said, you might have to hit it twice. Once you hit that, it's going to explain some of the things that it has and give you the pricing, okay? So it says, here's why candidates who use the practice bank score 10% higher on average. So they're telling you some of the things that they have in order to help you, okay? So they have flashcards, they have study questions, they're going to customize your study by length, difficulty, they have unlimited use, keep practicing as much as you need. So this is like the part where you practice, okay? But then they also have something called the Pre-PTCE, okay? This is something that you can purchase as well. It has a price, as you can see, okay? It has a price. You can purchase this. However, okay, it says, what makes the Pre-PTCE stand out? It says, built with retired PTCE questions and provides an authentic testing experience. To be honest, if I was going to buy one of these, I personally would want to buy the Pre-PTCE because it mimics the exam. Anytime you're taking a board exam, you want to test in the way that that board exam is given on the day that you take the test, right? And so the fact that it is basically using, these example questions, example situations, different things like that, and equations, math, or whatever, is going to get you in the right mindset. That way, when you go sit down in front of that test, there's nothing about that test that's going to make you nervous because you've seen it, right? You've seen the general outline of the test. That's a big deal. So the fact that they actually have this available is actually really, really nice. So again, there's a price for that, but they do have that available. Okay, so it says ready to get started. So now that we know that we have options here, what I want to point out is that when it comes to all these board exams, whether it's pharmacy, nursing, med school, whatever the case may be, all of these organizations, they have their own set of study materials. And then you have your third-party study materials that are on Amazon, right? And that's what I'm going to link you to within the PDF document as well, things that I think that will help you along the way. But I want you to know what they actually offer. So again, if I was going to buy any of this, to be honest, I'm going to be honest. I'm a nursing student, and when it comes to study materials, I don't play. So if they have it available, I'm going to buy it, period, right? So if you're trying to pass this exam in about 30 to 45 days, then, you might have to do a little bit of investing, okay? So I'm going to say about 150, maybe 200 for the study portion. And you actually have to pay for the actual exam. That does cost, okay? So depending on where you work, they may or may not help you with that. You need to ask. You need to ask your employer how they are able to compensate you becoming certified. They may not be able to at all. But then again, you never know unless you ask. All they can say is no, okay? So yes, and that's how you ask them. You say, hey, do you guys have any compensation for me to become certified? And I'm talking to my pharmacy technicians who currently work in a pharmacy. If you do not work in a pharmacy, then come back to this video after you get the job, because this is for people who are going off work experience, okay? All right. So now that we have that together, we understand that, we are going to go back to that screen that we were at, okay? So where it says overview, entry, prepare, so just go back with your arrow at the top. And then you're going to have, it says review content outline. Now, I want to be very specific here. The reason I'm making this video in 2026 is because 2026 has actually changed. They actually have an updated form of this exam. And so the only way you're going to find the content on this updated exam is on their website, okay? So when you go here, it says review content outline. You see that? It says PTCE content outline. I want you to click that. Remember, you may have to click twice because you click it, it lights up. You may not. That will work pretty fast. So listen, you can print this off, guys. Print this off directly from the site. Download it to your computer. Print it. Print this. The reason you want to print this is because you want to have this with you as you are studying for your exam with the 30-day study guide that I'm going to give you, okay? So medications. Listen, medication's the biggest thing. You know why? It's a pharmacy. I'm just kidding, guys. I know you know why. But you're dealing with medication. You're dealing with medication. And so 90% of your job is medication, essentially. The whole reason that you're there. Now, on the exam content, it's 40%, okay? It's going to go through generic names, therapeutic equivalents, common and severe medication side effects, drug stability, neurotherapeutic index, physical and chemical ways in which drugs may be incompatible, okay? Proper storage of medications. Okay, then you come down to federal requirements. That's 12.5%. So I want you to understand what that means. What that means is when you go to study, you want to focus primarily on medicine. That is 40% of your score, okay? So come on down where it says patient safety and quality assurance. That's 26.25%. So this is the next biggest section. So while it is, while they do say medication federal requirements, if you're going by percentage, you're going to be studying medication first, patient safety and quality assurance second, and then order entry and processing third, and then federal requirements last, okay? Because again, that's the least amount of percentage on the test. Everything else is weighing more heavily, right? So you definitely want to have your mind wrapped around patient safety and quality assurance. You definitely want to do this because you do not want to be in a position where you are doing something that would contribute to a patient or a client getting the wrong medication. Okay, so you definitely want to look at this. High alert / risk medications, error prevention, issues that require pharmacist intervention, just to name a few, types of prescription errors, okay? And then order entry and processing. So procedures, formulas, equipment, lot numbers, procedures, like this is what you need to study, okay? They're giving you the outline, right? So there's nothing that is flowing out there in the air. No, it's right here on this PDF. So make sure you download this and print this, okay? Now, arrow back, okay? I want you to go back. So I want you to go back to where it says eligibility requirements. So we're here, we're back on that screen again. We went back, okay? Right, now they have a few things here. They have the Pearson View tutorial, provides a preview of the testing experience and functionality of PTC exams. You can click that and see what they have available there, okay? This is the exam tutorial, okay? So it's going to show you like the text size. Look at that. Look at that. Look, they're showing you how the tests look. This is amazing. So actually, I haven't taken this test in years, guys. I've been certified for over a decade. So I renew every 2 years. So when I took this, it did look like this a little bit. I remember it, but the fact that you have this capability before, like I did not have this. Like I did not have all this tech, right? So that's so nice. I love that, okay? All right, so again, I want to show you that. Let's get out of that, right? Okay, and now we are going to go down to where it says work experience. We're back on this page, all right? So read your eligibility requirements, right? I'm gonna let you read that on your own because you're there. Okay, I'll wait for you. All right, now people ask me this all the time. They say, Monique, do you have to go to school? No, not right now, guys. Now, I don't know when that will change, if it will ever change. But a lot of times they allow you to use work experience. So you see where it says pathway number 2. You see that, pathway number 2. Equivalent work experience as a pharmacy technician. It says a minimum of 500 hours, okay? I want you guys to look at that. A minimum of 500 hours. It says this alternative secondary path this alternative secondary path serves experienced technicians who were not in a position to attend a PTCB-Recognized program. Okay, so your work experience can qualify you to go ahead and apply for certification. Okay, it says 500 hours must be complete at the time of application, not before, right? So just keep that in mind. So you want to have already had your 500 hours, okay? Now, they also, if you would rather go to a program, okay, listen, that's path number 1. And it says, path number 1, it says completion within 60 days, okay? So that's an option. I want to point you guys to the resource where it says view a list of PTCB recognized education training programs. They provide this for you all. Like, this is so nice. So you're going to go there, okay? You're going to scroll down, and it's going to basically let you know the different programs. Now, y'all might not have known this, okay? So you can go in here and maybe take this stuff online, guys. It says online distance learning. Look at that. So if you want a traditional, education piece, maybe you do not want to go into the workforce just yet until you are certified, you can go down this list and you can look at what they have. You can go ahead and type in your what you want, CPhT, okay, and type in your location. Let's say you're in Alabama, okay. this is what Alabama has available, right? It's pretty great. Let's say you are in Tennessee, okay? Let's go down to Tennessee. Let's see. You can mark more than one state. All right. So there you have it. Location, Tennessee. Okay. So you can look at that. And you can, clear it. You can clear all right? And then you can go back to where it says online distance learning. So that is like the 100 CPhT rxtechexam.com, 120 hours of CPhT by Pharmacy Tech Scholar. I mean, they have these options where you can do this kind of stuff, okay? So just look at that. So I want you guys to understand how you can find a school if you want to find a school, okay? So that's available. Now go back like we usually do. Hit your back button, okay? All right. Okay, now you're back. So now at this point, we know all about it, okay? So we understand what we need as far as eligibility. We understand that if we are doing pathway number 1, we can, be pointed in a direction of where to go to school at. Pathway number 2, we can get the work experience with a minimum of 500 hours. Now, let's do the math on that. So let's do the math on that. 500 hours, okay? So 1 hour is 60 minutes, right? Okay, so the 500 minimum requirement for the work experience, that is a good chunk of hours. If you're working part-time, that might take you about 6 to 7 months. If you're working full-time, 40 hours a week or close to it, that could take you anywhere from about 3 to 4 months, okay? So just understand that it all depends on how you're working, right? Are you working part-time? Are you working full-time? I'm going to suggest if you're trying to get the certification by work experience only, I'm going to suggest going ahead and knocking it out. Going ahead and, working as much as you can at the beginning, within reason, right? To go ahead and get those 500 hours, okay? Now, if you like, hey, Monique, I don't even want to do that. I just want to go take this class, then go pathway number 1, get the training, okay? And then you can then go with that route, okay? But I'm talking to the work experience people because at this point, what that means is you're basically getting paid to learn. So why would you not do that, right? And pharmacies need the help, especially retail pharmacy. So you're not going to have a problem, most likely, finding a retail pharmacy job that wants you to work full time. That's not going to be a problem. Now, the issue might come because it can be a bit stressful, but if you're following along with my channel and my suggestions, then I have ways to help you to deal with that, right? Okay, so now we're going to go down. We're going to scroll down, right? We're almost done. And we're going to say apply and schedule. So now that we've looked over everything under this page, now I want you to go ahead and make your actual PTCB.org account, okay? I want you to see this page because I want you to understand some things before you actually go through with this and understand this is not a quick fix. You are going to have to spend about 90 days focused and locked in on this one goal, okay? So apply and schedule. It says the cost to apply for a CPhT certification and take the exam or the PTCE is $129, okay, at this time. That's what it is. This is 2026, okay? It says apply for a certification by logging into your account. So you have to have the account. And then once your application is approved, you will receive an email with your authorization to schedule your exam. All right. So it says the PTCE is administered in person at more than over 1,000 Pearson view testing centers, okay? So basically you have that. Now, what do you need to score? Okay, let's talk about the exam itself. So we looked at the proctor, we looked at, the example that they gave us, but we're going to scroll down here where it says about the exam. It says the PTCE is a computer-based exam with 90 multiple choice questions, only 80 scored questions and 10 unscored. You don't know what the unscored questions are, okay? So be prepared to commit 2 hours for the exam, 5-minute tutorial, 1 hour and 50-minute exam, and 5 minutes post-exam survey. So you hear that, guys? That means 2 hours. That's a 2-hour sit time, okay? You have 1 hour, you have a 5-minute tutorial, You have an hour and 50-minute exam, and then you have a 5-minute post-exam survey. So you have something before, the body of the exam in the middle, and then the survey at the end. You will get an exam result as soon as you finish. That's not the official. The official will be sent to you. Okay, so it says official exam results will be posted to your PTCB account within 3 weeks. So you will have an unofficial exam result as soon as you finish. Okay, so exam day requirements is going to go over that. You read that. Okay, I also wanted to point out the scoring. Okay, so this is the scoring. The passing scaled score for the PTCE is 1,400. Okay, the range of possible PTCE scores based on the exam outline is 1,000 to 1,600. Okay, the passing score is 1,400 points. So understand that you can score anywhere between 1,000 and 1,600, but to pass, you need 1,400 as your exam score. Okay, perfect. All right, so that's it. We've done it. We have gone through everything the official PTCB.org has available. And I want to show you that because, again, a lot of people don't even know this exists, okay? And it's a lot of times people don't have these resources, at their fingertips. They don't know they're there. This is completely free to look at this. You can plan your whole exam study schedule based off of this. Like, this is golden, right? So I want you guys to really look over that again. And what I'm going to do below this video is I'm going to go ahead and put ptcb.org. I'm going to put the link so you guys can get there directly from the video, and then follow me along as I do this, okay? And like I said, I want you to now create your profile after we finish the actual conversation about the website. So now we're going to go into some things I'm going to provide. So I'm going to provide you with a book that is based off of the new settings for the 2026 PTCE exam, okay? So I'm going to supply you with that particular link. All right. Now, when it comes to flashcards, I'm going to be providing you access to my app, which is a flashcard game set highlighting the most common heart medications. And then I'm going to also link you to a study plan. All right. So this is a study plan that was made by AI. Okay. But I was able to get that streamlined for you and get it really, decorated for you, if you will. That way you can go through and check off things and do things like you need to do them within 30 days. I want you to remember that you have to have 500 hours of work. Guys, do not start this process on day one of your job. Go ahead and get your experience, get your foot in the door, and then 30 days later, start to implement some of the things that we're talking about here. I want you to go ahead and make sure you actually like it enough to even be certified. I want you to also understand that you are not stuck in retail. Retail is an easy way to get your foot in the door. Once you get certified, you can then be easily hired on to hospital level positions. So they're going to pay more, offer more autonomy, more flexibility, and I think that is something to really take advantage of, right? Go ahead and help the retail places in your community. Go ahead and help your community, and then help your community in a bigger way at the hospital, right? Or help your community in a different way, rather, at the hospital, where you're not necessarily patient-facing. When you're in retail, you are patient-facing, but in hospital pharmacy, most likely, depending on the institution and the state that you're in, you highly likely would not be patient-facing, so it just depends. So, yes, that's what I have for this video. If you guys have any questions, you guys know exactly where to go. We have the Pharmacy Technician Suite on the website. We have resumes. I have interview guidelines. I have interview prompts. I have Q&A, interview questions for free, okay? And then I also have very inexpensive ways for you to set up your resume, print it out, and I have a template for that as well. You guys can do everything right there on the website. Canva is very easy to use. Canva is free to use, okay? For majority of the things that they offer. There are things that are paid, but I try to keep everything within the free range for you guys, okay, as far as Canva is concerned. Trying to use anything that was like premium. So that's that. Besides that, that's what we have. I have a playlist if you guys are interested in becoming a certified pharmacy technician and you're interested in what it's like day to day as far as dealing with customers and different things like that. All right. So again, I hope you guys really, got something from this. Again, if you have any questions, concerns, comments, okay, and I'll get back with you. And I will talk to you on the next upload. And I hope you have a very positive, peaceful, and productive rest of your day.